Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk Television, where we talk about all of your favorite television shows. I'm your girl, Dee Marie, and today we're going to be talking about episode 12 of Legacies. Now, it hasn't aired yet. It's Kaya Parker Screwed Us. It hasn't aired yet, but they've dropped a couple of trailers, so this video is just going to be me kind of breaking down the trailers and also kind of giving my predictions about what will happen in episodes 12 and 13. All right, so let's get started by watching trailer number 1.
I call it Fort Parker. It's a bit moldy, but also rent controlled, so I try not to complain. Flavored vodka. It's no Zima, but then again, nothing is.
You're Kai Parker.
I am. And you are one of the Saltzman twins. You can smell the Gemini on you. The real question is, are you Linda or Joni? I could never tell you two apart.
Josie, named after my mom who you killed.
All right, so I got a couple important things out of this trailer. The first is that it looks like Kai is retaining his sarcastic, witty ways in a way that's still pretty violent. Love that. It seems like the writers did a good job of keeping the character, true to himself as far as the Vampire Diaries goes. But, I'm going to wait to hold judgment until we actually see the episodes. But other than that, I think it's interesting that Josie says, yeah, I'm named after my mom and, you killed her. She's visibly upset, especially after the girls got to meet her whenever the necromancer raised Joe from the dead back in season 1 of Legacies. So the important thing here is that you have to realize that whenever Kai killed himself and became a heretic, which is a siphoner witch vampire hybrid, he killed his entire coven. So every aunt, uncle, cousin that the girls might have had are all dead. So they literally only have Alaric and whoever is a part of his family that we never even got to explore in the Vampire Diaries, and Caroline. That's the only family that they have as far as all that goes. I know that they would probably mention like Elena and, Bonnie being a part of their family unit, but I'm not talking about close family friends. I'm talking about your actual flesh and blood, and then of course including Caroline in that, since she's their surrogate mother and has been there since the beginning. The other thing that I've been thinking about is Lizzie and Sebastian. I definitely think that they're going to rekindle and continue their relationship despite Alaric and his clear dislike and distaste of him. And I think that Lizzie would actually be pretty upset with her dad for a while, especially considering he sat there, lied to her face about what had happened to him. Another thing is Alaric's former students that he banished to the prison worlds. I'm hoping that we'll see a couple of these and we'll understand better why Alaric did what he did. The more I'm thinking about it, the more inhumane it seems. First, if you were going to drop the kids in a prison world, fine, whatever, but don't put them in a prison world with somebody that is a psychopath and a killer. Furthermore, depending on who you're putting in the prison worlds, you could actually end up killing them. Imagine if a vampire was put into a prison world and there was nobody else there. They would eventually desiccate, and that's no life. If a witch was there with a vampire, so say Sebastian and some other witch had been banished to the prison world, I'm pretty sure Sebastian would go hungry at some point and would devour the witch. So that's some other consequences that you really have to think of. All right, but anyway, moving on to the second trailer we have here.
We're in danger, and we need to find a way out now.
This is all my fault. If I hadn't done black magic, we would have never been in this mess.
To save your dad and get home, you have to become a monster.
So one of the things that stood out to me here was Josie intentionally breaking the dark magic hourglass. Kai's on the phone saying, in order to save your dad, you have to become a monster. One thing I'm intrigued about here is if Josie does end up breaking that hourglass, how is this going to affect the rest of the storyline? Just because the necromancer has been sending monsters to retrieve the hourglass for him, and so if that's not a resource that will be available to him, I wonder how that's going to play out. But that's just a little side note that I had. Another thing that I was thinking about was Alaric being chained up. So it looks like he's in some kind of bar or club, but it's actually very familiar. And I love that the writers did this. So the last time we see Kai is whenever Bonnie's like, hey, I put you in a prison world and there's no naturally reoccurring elements, so you can't get out. It's actually the exact same set. Take a look.
No. No, not the spin doctor. I'm back in hell.
That's impossible. Because Cade's dead, and hell no longer exists.
Huh. So you guys really pulled it off, huh?
Hey, let me loose and I'll totally give you a high five.
Oh, are you here to punish me? That's kind of hot.
Well, I have been a bit psychic lately, so we both know that your worst fear is going back to a prison world.
You can't do that. Creating a prison world requires
One of these, right? Some Gemini magic. Josie and Lizzie are really making strides. I helped a little, but gotta admit, this is impressive.
Where is everyone?
Oh, there is no one else. Just you and your insecure little mind and a song you hate on the jukebox forever. And there's no eclipse to bail your ass out this time.
No. Wait, Bonnie. Wait, please. Please.
All right, so the last thing I have for you guys in terms of predictions in this video is Kai and his manipulation tactics. We saw it over and over in the Vampire Diaries, how he would twist things to make it seem like he had the upper hand when in fact he didn't.
You don't want to show me the spell and you can do it yourself. You want my magic? Take it.
Uh-oh. Just being brave.
I'm serious, Kai. This was your big threat, wasn't it? If I don't do the spell and let us out of here, you'll just take my magic, leave me for dead, and do the spell yourself. So go ahead. Take all of it.
Don't mind if I do. Bonnie.
It's okay. He won't kill me.
Doesn't look like that from here.
Oh!
Hey, Bonnie. Whoa, hey, guys. Stop!
He doesn't know the spell. Which means we don't need him.
If Kai knew how to get out of that prison world, he would have, unless being in the prison world benefited him more than being in the real world. So if you think back to the Vampire Diaries, Kai's number one mission was to get out of the prison world and claim his position as the coven leader by merging himself with Joe. Once he merged and became the coven leader, he took it a step further and killed himself. So it killed off his entire family and became a heretic. So he got the ultimate power. He achieved that goal. And he also achieved the fact of, just getting revenge on his family, which, sealed that with his death. So as far as Kai's motivation goes, he's already completed everything that he wanted to do way back at the end of season 6 of the Vampire Diaries. All right, now, so if you go back to the riddle, the Oracle's riddle, the line, it says that there are two prisoners. One comes home without power. The other is the master of his cage. Kai being the master of his cage. But to really be the master, there has to be other people involved. And so that's why I think whenever Alaric was putting his former students into the prison world, it was kind of giving Kai his own little civilization to govern how he wanted, or to torture and manipulate, whatever. So that's why I think whenever they're on the phone, he's like, in order to leave, you would have to do these things and become a monster to get out. If Kai knew how to get out, he would be out of there by now. And the fact that he's not either tells me, one, he doesn't know how to get out, or two, he's sitting there on purpose. It's basically just using Alyssa's Chang's revenge plot of getting the Saltzman twins and Alaric in the prison world as just basically some entertainment for him. You also have to remember that Kai has spent most of his life in the prison world. So the first time he spent 18 years in the prison world, after he had killed his 4 siblings. After that, he spent another 14 years in the prison world when Bonnie and the Saltzman twins put him back in there. So he spent majority of his life in the prison world. That's a combined total of 32 years. You also have to remember that in order to leave the prison worlds, you have to have the Ascendant, which is the key to the prison, Bennett blood, a reoccurring element, and magic. So they really don't have any of those things. They're going to have to find the Ascendant somewhere in the prison worlds. Could be anywhere. You also would have to have Bennett blood. We saw in the trailer that somehow they had a vial of her blood. Not sure where they got it. A reoccurring element, which Bonnie made sure she didn't allow to occur in this particular prison world. And you also have to have magic. The only witches that we know about that are in the prison world is Josie and Lizzie. Neither one of them can do magic without siphoning. So unless Sebastian or somebody like that was willing to help them out in that regard, they're going to be in there for a while. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of loophole because the 3 of them have to be able to get back to the regular worlds. But it sure is going to take them a bit of time to come up with something in order to, get back home. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in any other Kai Parker related videos, I posted a top 7 Kai Parker moments as well as a video about the prison world and how to escape it, as well as a Gemini coven and their family history. If you guys are interested in any of those, I will have links down in the description box below. But other than that, have an awesome night, guys. Be prepared to talk about episodes 12 and 13. I'm super excited about it.